Welcome to the latest episode of the VN Center podcast. I'm your host, Tega, joined by two of my regulars and a last year regular finally coming on this for the first time this year. I'm joined by Edmund Oris, Dr. Williams, and Rume. I'll allow them introduce themselves. Oris, how are you doing?
Well, Tega, I'm fine. Thank God for life. Thank God for life. I think that's what I say. So I want to talk football with you guys, even though we know what Corona is doing with football.
Williams, how are you doing?
Well, it's a lazy Sunday for me. I'm just chilling in my balcony and drinking a glass of champagne, you know. Life can't be too serious, you know.
Champagne, okay. Rume, how have you been? It's been a while since we had you on the show.
Well, Tega, I've been good. Yeah, it's really been a while since last year. And I've been itching to get back. So I'm back now and I'm excited. But I'd have been more excited if we had some football to talk about. Like we had Premier League. I miss Premier League so much. But it is what it is. Corona strikes and here we are.
Yeah, exactly. Football has come to a halt since coronavirus came along. Started in Italy. Every other league has taken the same decision. I mean, public health is more important than football and sport at the moment. But it's just crazy what a pandemic is, an outbreak of a very serious disease can do to football in general. Yep. Let's start with Corona. Okay, Rume, for example, now Premier League, where adamant the league will not be suspended. Probably they'll be played behind closed door until the result came out that Arteta was positive with coronavirus. That was when something actually changed within the Premier League and decided to start suspending games. Why do you think that was so?
Well, for me, first of all, very poor decision making from the management, the Premier League management. It was almost as if they were waiting for something to happen before making their decisions. For sensitive matters like this, you just cannot afford to not be proactive. You must be proactive. You know, you get into trouble. It's as if they were waiting for something to happen before making their decisions, and it's very wrong. A couple of players and managers started getting it before making decisions. But all in all, well, better late than never. I think suspending it right now is the right way to go. At the moment, is the right way to go.
Personally, before I was very scared about the whole thing because of the amount of people that I was hearing that were dying. You get so. Me, I want to watch football, but obviously some things are more important. So I feel brilliant decision. There's no way you can't continue because a lot of people are actually at risk, and especially when it comes to public gathering like stadiums and football and training grounds and all that. So there's no two ways about it. It had to be done. It's sad. Premier League's suspended, La Liga suspended, the Champions League and everything. So it's just like yesterday, guy, I was bored to death. But like a lot of people have said, health is more important. It's only those that are alive that can play football, guys. So
yeah, exactly. Okay, Williams, for example, now in London, Cheltenham is going on a popular horse racing event that happens every year. Over 60,000 fans gather from around the world in England to watch Cheltenham, and that is still going on. It wasn't stopped because of the coronavirus. Do you think that was EPL's why EPL decided to not postpone the league until Arteta's condition came to light? Because some events
I don't feel the horse racing had an effect on why the Premier League was left on. I think it was left for the FA to decide on what next and what not to do. They didn't want to create a panic or a scare, so they felt, okay, let the league continue. Considering the fact that we are almost 10 games away, could we survive to take the season to the ending? Suspending the Premier League is going to make it longer. It's going to cut the summer break shorter. And it's going to make a lot of players fatigued for the European League. So they were trying to decide, should we or should we not? So I think that deliberated for a while, and that could be the reason why it took a longer time to decide on what to do. Then also, I think the Arteta team had an important role to play in the sense that it affecting the Premier League manager and also some Premier League players like Query Odoi.
Yeah.
I think that led to the decision of, okay, it's time, guys. We really need to close shop on this competition. And I think it's not a bad decision at the end of the day because the life of the general public over some football game is more important than just kicking the ball about. So I think when the situation calms down, I think the people are getting better from the illness. So I think with time, the games will come back to life, and there will be a vaccine or there will be a cure around, and everybody will be able to move on with their normal lives. And considering the fact that Corona is not even as serious as the Ebolas or as Lassa fevers, it's just that the spread is through contact and all that. So there's been really, really the rate at which we can stop the contact has not really improved. But with time, we'll figure it out. That's why it is a task for humans to think about. And kudos to the health professionals putting their lives at risk. Proud of them always.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, there's no easy way to segue from that, but back to football now. In Italy, for example, now, and other leagues are going to take suit with this decision. There are three decisions the Italians are deciding on whether to declare the league null and void. That means this season did not happen at all. That this season is properly cancelled. Everything that happened from the start of August down to this year, it's all cancelled, and they'll reboot the season next from this year, August. Another decision they could take is just declare champion. Let's say, for example, Juventus is leading the Italian Serie A, Liverpool in the Premier League. Those are the champions of the league, and whoever is down, down, bottom, get relegated. That's another option. Or another option the Italians are looking to actually take is playoffs. Decide who wins the league through playoffs, decide who goes to the Champions League through playoffs, decide who gets relegated through playoffs. Because, for example, now I was looking through the Italian league and I checked the Serie B. There's a team, I think Bonavento, there's a team that are, I think, around 19 or 20 points ahead of their opponents in Serie B. So it would be bad to tell teams like that this season is totally cancelled. Even, for example, for Liverpool now in the Premier League that are leading the table by a lot of points, it would be so devastating to tell them, okay, this season is cancelled. So, Rume, what do you think is the best option for these leagues to take?
First of all, concerning ending the season as it is.
Yeah.
Well, Liverpool has already won the Premier League before. Whether this will end it now or wait to the end of the season, they've already won it. So, cancelling the season completely, saying everything is null and void, I think it will be unfair, very, very, extremely unfair to Liverpool. They've not won the Premier League in how many years? 20-something years, and there are only 100% chance of winning it now, and we're going to cancel everything. I think it will be grossly unfair. But when you look at the other side of the coin, if you say, they should just declare the results now and do it, it's unfair to about, should I say, at least 3 teams in the relegation battle. Norwich,
Aston Villa.
And the last team, because you're just going to relegate them like that. And they actually have, I think it's the 30th match they just played. So they actually have 8 matches to decide their fate. 8 matches. We all know how many things can change in 8 matches. So deciding to relegate them now will be extremely, extremely unfair. Then there's another clause that says you should play all the remaining matches behind closed doors. I've seen that somewhere too. That one, while it's still okay, to me, it doesn't still solve the problem because most of the matches they play behind closed doors, the fans, they gather outside. So the essence of playing the matches behind closed doors, not to expose the fans to each other, is beaten. So it does not really solve the problem. And that too is kind of unfair to the home team. See what happened in the Europa League between United and Lask. I know that team Lask, they're not at United's level, but I did not expect them to be beating 5-0 at home. I'm sure in front of their fans, in front of the full row of their fans, that kind of result would have not happened because that team, they're actually above Salzburg in their league. So it was actually strange, very, very strange result. So it's unfair to both sides. But if you should ask me now, if everything is left with me, what decision would I take? I would say they should suspend everything as they have done and wait till when the situation is less risky, then continue with the league from where they stop. Even if it goes into, should I say, the period they're supposed to rest. Normally, they're not supposed to take from the players' resting period before the next season because they need to have those months to recuperate. But the way it is now. I saw something interesting just before we started this podcast. Rooney's opinion on, and I completely agree with him. Rooney was of the opinion that the suspension should continue, and even if it goes on. Whenever they are ready, the players will be ready to play. And even if it means the season is going to end September, October, November, it doesn't matter. It was like, because the 2022 World Cup that is taking place in Qatar is going to take place in November, December. I don't know if you guys are aware. It's going to take place mid.
Yes.
So it was like, this is an opportunity for us to just structure the nature of the seasons and the league before that World Cup. That is what he's saying, is that we should continue with this league and end the league. Then they will use that October, November, December as the recuperation period. Then start the next season from January, from the winter transfer window. You understand? So it will go until 2022. 2022, it means that the World Cup will now be in the winter normally, when players are at rest, not mid-season. That was his opinion. And somehow, it's like the best idea I've seen so far. I don't know how realistic it is, because there'll be so many things. The problem comes now, how do you now revert back after the World Cup and stuff like that? So, but for me, they should keep it suspended and continue for when continue from where it stopped after the situation comes.
For me, they should not do the season, render it null and void. It's unfortunate.
Edmund, you don't want Liverpool to win the league.
Obviously.
It goes back to the saying, Liverpool could finish first, but they won't still win the league. They won't win the league.
Yeah, I think Williams have been saying that all season.
I said it last season, and I'm saying it again this season. It almost looks like deja vu.
Yeah, because if Liverpool win, Barca will win. So I literally have nothing to lose. But for me, the logistics involves too much.
I feel they should find a way to finish the season. That's just my own opinion about it. If it takes, no matter how long it takes, they should just let's it be done and dusted, and move on to other.
Officially, I don't know about the Premier League, but the EFL, the FA, their rule book for the EFL, there's the rule that once 75% of the season has been played, 75% of the games of the season have been played, and in a situation where they are unable to complete the remaining 25% of the games, the leader at that point is declared winner, and those to be relegated at that point have to be relegated.
The FA, they are going to meet on Thursday. I think all the clubs are going to meet on Thursday, so they are going to decide what to do collectively. I think they are going to have a vote or something. So let's see what they decide. But have you guys thought about it that Pep couldn't stop Liverpool, and then Corona decided to step in and prevent them from winning the Premier League? Me, I'll be happy if they cancel the season. I don't want to see them win that league.
Well, because as like you said, UEFA, they are meeting on Tuesday, and with all the stakeholders, the board members, the who is who in every single UEFA country to decide what is going to happen, not especially for the Champions League, the Euros, the domestic leagues, and to decide whether they are going to cancel the season or what method they are going to use to actually finish up the season. And I think, for example, now Euros, I think they should the best thing they can do is to postpone the Euros because to next year, because the last game of the Champions League ends May 30th, and Euro starts June 12th. So there's no really even time on a normal day. They are giving the season 1 month break, and there's still no time for the Champions League to end and the Euros to start on a normal day. So they have to find a solution to it. I think the best way would be to maybe play the semi-finals and the quarterfinals, remaining fixtures, one leg, neutral stadium. I think that would be the best way if the season can go on from next month, just to decide the winner, because it would be kind of, for me, to be kind of shitty if the season ends with being null and void and there's no winner. To be I think that's the worst possible outcome, to declare it null and void. I think the best way to be for it to continue, for them to find a solution, maybe through a kind of playoff, a kind of way to just get the season concluded. But left to me, Chelsea's in top 4, so if they decide to end the season now, it'd be better for me, so I don't get the heartbreak of always wondering whether Chelsea's going to mess up this week or not mess up this week. Okay, the Champions League games some were played before the Champions League got suspended. Liverpool lost to Atletico Madrid at Anfield, which I expected because I was speaking to a friend of mine who I work with, but not based in Nigeria, and he's a massive Liverpool fan. And I told him before the match that if there's any team that can go to Anfield and really beat Liverpool, that this is not Barcelona, this is a Diego Simeone's side. That is actually Atletico Madrid, and I was so relieved when Atletico Madrid won because I don't want to see Liverpool win the Champions League again. That's just weird. Rume, what's your take on that particular game?
There are a few games that I've actually celebrated. The way I celebrated Atletico's win at Anfield the other day. I think the first time I celebrated was when Atletico did a similar thing to, although it was in their home, when they eliminated Barca. Was it in 2016? I'm not very sure of the year. But Atletico, over the years, time and time again, we've seen that they are capable of this. Well, it's not something that really shocked me. It's not something that, I was thinking they will be eliminated and they shocked me and they won. After the first 1-0 victory at their home, I told all my friends that Liverpool are out. I did not just see any way for them. Forget about atmosphere. Forget about Anfield. You never walk alone. Nonsense. Simeone is not faced by those things. He's not faced by those. It's like when he enters an away ground, his ear is shut. And if you want to be fair, so if you watch that match, you may be fooled to think, Liverpool played very, very well, very, very well, and Atletico, they were just all defensive. Fine, Atletico were all defensive. Well, I will not, in all honesty, say Liverpool played very, very well. Yes, they were with the major percentage of the ball as expected from their pattern of play. But were they really as creative as they ought to have been? Did they really work hard to actually win them? They were playing crosses all over the field, crossing from everywhere and hope something happened. It's only fair in the course of the 120 minutes they made 71 crosses. 71 crosses. I feel if you're able to make 71 crosses and you don't score from at least 2, then something is fundamentally wrong with you and your team and your strikers and the crossers. So yeah, they scored 2 from those 71 crosses. But I don't think they played well enough to break down Atletico's defense.
Burnley doesn't average 71 crosses. It shows that they were desperate. They needed to put anything goes. They needed to just put something into the net.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask this question to Oris, but I want Williams to go first. Does this not like cement Ronaldo's status? Because the only team that has really knocked Atletico Madrid out of the Champions League and tie is just a team that has Ronaldo in it. So does this not just enforce the role that Ronaldo is like really? Some people might try to downplay that he was in Real Madrid and he was in this and he was in that, but it just not just cement the fact that it is the best player in the world, in my opinion.
Well, I'm a huge Ronaldo supporter. I totally agree with you, but that we don't need to always downplay how good the Simeone side is. They play with a defensive line of 8. I said 8 in the sense that the midfielders just sit there with the defenders and leave Morata and the 2 other strikers up front to roam around the pitch and just create nuisance. But they are solid. They are solid. They are like this. They have this gridlock defense. I totally enjoy it. I think Jose Mourinho should go and learn some defensive tactics from Simeone because he's failing at that currently.
On the Liverpool game, I was happy Liverpool lost. Yeah, I was happy Liverpool. I said it right from when the drum was done that Atletico will knock them out because as a fan, I would rather play Real Madrid. I'd rather play any other team in the world than play Atletico. I hate playing against them. They are difficult. I think they are the worst team to play. Because Michael Owen came out after the game in Sky Sports when he was doing his punditry duty and said that Simeone, they didn't do anything special. That 10 men behind the ball and just... I was happy Liverpool are out, but Simeone guy, I don't know. On Ronaldo being the only one to be able to knock his team out, for me, it's only fair because Ronaldo is in fact, his best header in the world. So if he was in the Liverpool team, they will win because when you put in 71 crosses, Ronaldo will get to 10 at least. If he gets to 10, 4 will be on target. He'll score 3. Game over.
Edmund, if we get to 10 from 71 crosses
in a box, Ronaldo, yes.
Ronaldo will score 60 from that 71.
All right, quickly, Rume, is it all over for Jose Mourinho? I mean, nothing seems to be working since he got in the third team. They are not better. Okay, they are a bit better because they are not relegated now under Mourinho. Because under Pochettino, they were very down in the Premier League. But in terms of style of play, in terms of getting results, nothing has changed. So is it over for Mourinho in terms of coaching? Should he just call it a day, or and just coach a country, or just stick to punditry? Because for me, nothing seems to be working for him.
I've always been a massive fan of Mourinho right from time. But sometimes he has been very, very disappointing at times. Very disappointing. Yeah, if you look at his record, like United especially, the things he had, forget. Yeah, he won 3 trophies or so, but the state of the football was bad. It was very, very bad. As in, at the time when you get to watch United, maybe in the hot afternoons, don't bother. They are going to play first half 0-0, and second half maybe if they are lucky they'll win or concede and look for a late goal. It was very, very predictable, bad. So after that break, I was actually expecting him to go and discover himself, go and discover his old ways and the way he shocked the world those many years. But coming back now, I would not say nothing has changed because I think he has improved Tottenham a bit, but their style of nothing, should I say, nothing massive has changed. We have not seen that real, should I say, I've not seen Mourinho's imprint on the team yet. Nothing massive. Like
I think I've seen Dele Alli now play centre forward. Is new. That's awesome.
I prefer their football when Pochettino was in charge and when Mourinho is in charge now. But to be fair to Mourinho, he's had some serious injuries to Kane. Imagine his main striker, Kane. Injury to Kane is an injury to the team. And then injury to Son again, to be fair to him. So I won't judge him completely on that.
So we are being too unfair, Jose Mourinho guy. When he came, they were bottom half of the table. Yes?
Yeah.
He has brought them. There was a time they were fifth. Then the Kane injury, the Son injury. I think there was a time Lloris too was out injured. So, and it's mid-season. He joined mid-season. So for me, I cannot judge a coach that has not had the proper preseason and bought his own players. You get this Mourinho. Yes, the standards are very high, and we're always expecting magic from the likes of himself and Pep and all that. But you have to be realistic. Football teams, the average team now is very good. Teams are getting better. And Mourinho is a defensive coach. Right now, I feel like football is favoring the attacking side. So that's something he has to work on. But he has not been able to do that because if you take out Kane and Son from that team, who wants to score for them? You get. So,
Yeah.
Pennyman, say let's just see how they go this season and judge him from next season when he's had his preseason and he's bought his own players.
Well, someone we can judge now is Ronaldinho. He is currently in prison in Paraguay. I mean, for I don't know. I'm even lost for words. What was he thinking going to Paraguay with a fake passport, Williams?
Leave that Yahoo boy. Don't mind him. I don't know what he was thinking.
That's
Well,
the goal.
maybe it felt
like
maybe his fame and his I don't know. It looks like it's a crisis issue. Is he in crisis? Is he going through some issues? Why do you have to fake a passport for a celebrity? Are you having financial crisis that it is got so bad that you needed to run away, or you just did it for the fun of it, let him see what will happen? I don't really know. A lot of thoughts are in my head, but we just have to meet him to give us an exclusive interview so that we know what really happened. Edmund, what's your take?
When I heard about it, I was heartbroken. I honestly thought he was not going to stay in jail. You know, most times when footballers have issues, maybe tax issues, whatever case they have, I've hardly seen it.
Yeah.
I was expecting that it would be something maybe he'll pay or they'll just waive off or something. To actually see him in prison broke my heart. But it's Ronaldinho. He has this infectious smile and beautiful personality that you just know he's doing very well there. I think they even organized the tournament and he scored, he assisted and all that. So
yeah, 6 goals, 5 assists.
So I think he'll be fine. It's just 6 months and hopefully he'll be out and things will get better for him. But on the issue of fake passport, the only reason I can think of is maybe he's bankrupt. Because that's the only way you go into a place and you wanted to do something illegal. You know these Brazilians, you know how they
are. I think I read somewhere that the funny thing is that Brazilians actually even need a passport to visit Paraguay. They don't need a like international passport or They just even only need their normal Brazilian passport and they can visit Paraguay. So for him to pick a passport and he knows how popular he is, it's just a very strange decision. And I think they released him, then put him back in jail because they are trying to get to the root of who actually made the passport for him. They want to if they see if there's a syndicate or whatever they say behind his passport, and maybe some people actually producing fake passports and importing people into Paraguay. So it's just crazy to see Ronaldo stuck in that kind of daft or foolish decision, because I think his lawyer or his brother said he thought the passport was a honorary passport given to him for his popularity, all those kind of rubbish. Well, anyways, I hope when he gets out of jail, we can get a sit down with one of the popular TV football hosts or pundits, and we can know what really went wrong with Ronaldo. But he's enjoying his time in Paraguay. Football tournament hosted, he's scoring goals, assisting. There was even a joke that he has more goals and assists than Lingard. All right, guys, welcome to Extra Time on the VN Center podcast. Extra Time, we talk about various topics except from football. Recently, coronavirus has been trending a lot, and it's a very serious issue. There's been a drastic step that China has taken recently, because the cases in China are kind of dying down. The hospitals that were used for the corona cases are kind of closing now because cases are reducing. China did one thing that was I read online, which was very shocking, was that they barricaded the houses of their citizens, meaning people were quarantined, self-isolation, you stay in your house, and they went further to barricade their house with iron, so you couldn't even actually leave your house. Is there, Williams, like now, as a doctor, now, what do you think? Is that is a situation you see, is that like the most extreme situation you see that can help this corona pandemic? Because if government decides to barricade everybody's houses and everybody must stay in their house, it helps the disease go down. It's a horrible choice, because I also read that people were dying inside the houses that were barricaded by the government, and you couldn't even bring the dead bodies out to even bury them. So what do you think about that situation of barricading houses?
Tega, let me start from the first point. The first point is that the disease is out there. It needs to be quarantined. The government didn't start by barricading people's houses immediately. They gave them time, but they saw that some people were not cooperating. Hence they took some measures which they felt were necessary to cut down the spread, because this disease is not playing. It's any small contact here, you could come down with the illness. I think their immune system is not as strong as we blacks or whatever, which we're still trying to figure it out. But I think they had to do what was necessary. And I think the media likes to paint the Chinese government bad. They didn't tell you that the Chinese government also tried to sanitize the entire country. They took out spray tanks and like a fumigation of the air and everything. They did all that to try and make sure that everything is
back to normal.
Trying to make exactly, because the Chinese they are losing money. The countries, they need to trade. China hasn't done any major sales. People don't want to do business with them now because they are scared that they will get the diseases. Importation is on hold. China has the largest market in the world for trade, and it's not working. People are jobs that are almost going unemployed because people cannot buy from China, and the Chinese too can't send out because of the embargo on the whole country. So I feel they need to do whatever they need to do to try and curb down the situation. And let's not forget the fact that whatever they are doing is also working, because people are getting cured, or patients are being discharged from the hospital in good clinical state. And there's been the number of cases has really reduced in China. Nobody's talking about China on the rise again. What we're talking about is how the Chinese have found a cure to the illness and how people are being discharged. So I think the government had to do what they had to do, irrespective of the outcome. You can't please everybody in this kind of situation. You need to take the most effective decision that is going to be the betterment of the entire society. So I think that's my take on it too.
Yeah. Oris, okay, I've been seeing you tweet recently about no football, so you have some other things to do like spend time with your quote unquote, I don't know how true it is, spend time with your girlfriend or spend time with your female friend and so many things. How are you coping without football? And what has been these activities that you've been, because I can mention them, but I actually want to hear from your mouth. What are these activities that you've been doing to help yourself since there's no Barcelona and Messi to watch?
Tega, if you could see my face now, you will see shock on my face because I literally did not tweet anything that I didn't about girl. I was just complaining about what I was. By myself. I've been watching movies. I'm saying this series is You. I think that's the name, and it's actually about a guy that's
a psychopath, right? Yeah.
What the love with a girl, and the movie is just hilarious. Like, so I think that's not the entire story. You know, I have everything on my WhatsApp. I saw him and his girlfriend. They were playing some kind of love, running around. She was like, "Stop, Edmund! Stop videoing me!" And all that shit. Edmund. Yeah, and yeah. I'm lying online.
I'm not lying now, bro. You had the girl over, and you guys were doing stuff, and you put it out on social media. She was hiding. She now ran to the TV and ran to the chair side to sit down. Guy, when you were like, you love
Exactly, because I actually saw a tweet about that Edmund made about entering into a female's leg, something like that related to and for you to come on the podcast and lie to the listeners that you are just watching movies. That's not true.
Yeah. If you want to find anything about Edmund, just ask me. I will tell you. Edmund is a liar. He's lying on national TV. Edmund, shame on you.
Lie. You people are just putting to no. You're actually wrong. Yes, literally. I've been alone by myself for like no physical contact with anybody.
Okay.
So are you just lying to your followers just for them to gaslight you? What are you saying?
Edmund, are you doing this for clout? Are you clout chasing?
You know, listen. The thing with social media and Tega, you should know this. Williams, of course, you should know this. It's not everything that you see there that is true. It's not everything that you see there that is true. It's really, the Corona thing issue started, I think, what was this past week, yes? And I'm here for myself. I've been watching movies. No girl, no girlfriend. If there was, I'll tell you now.
Like you did the last time she came, right? You told us. So Tega, you can't do that, and you think you won't talk about it. Tega, how has it been? I hope you haven't fractured your right hand, considering what you do with it.
The only part of my body that's fractured, that is a bit fractured, is my leg because I had an accident. But except from that, every other part of my body is okay. Going to work, coming back, there's basically nothing. My life is not as exciting as yours or Edmund's and all this.
Really?
All these stories are strange to me.
Wait. Williams is literally the one that has this exciting life. Me, I was complaining of boredom yesterday, guy. I was bored. Even when I was watching movies, I was bored. I was tired. I wanted to watch football. I couldn't watch football. I just clocked when I was talking with a friend yesterday on the phone. Like I've not gone out this year. I saw Williams. You went to the club today, and you were popping champagne and you were having FIFA competitions, and I was like, "Bless your body."
Okay, I went to. I think that was on Friday. Now I went to the club. Been a while, but I went to the strip afterwards. I got home pretty late. I think around 4 a.m.
So how was your like, okay, you went to a strip club. So how was your experience? Is that like your first time, or it's something you do?
That's not my first time.
Okay, but something you do.
It's not something I do often. I just felt I needed to take a break. I worked quite hard this past few months, and I needed a breather.
Were the strippers comforting enough for you? Did they help you relax?
Funny enough, I'm trying to work on a relationship with someone, so I didn't attempt to do anything or get it down to whatever. I respected.
Okay, so are you trying to get back with your ex, or this is a new person entirely?
It's a new person entirely, and she's wonderful. She's amazing.
So you will never okay. You're not part of those people that can end up going back to their ex for any reason.
No, it's not going to happen.
But when Williams, I'm envious of you. I say.
I know, right? I'm envious of myself too.
Alright.
I'm ticking all the boxes I see.
So please upload our pictures online so we can greet our wife.
You won't see it. Don't worry, you won't see it. I'll tell you when it's time.
Are you? You're keeping this on the down low, like my.
Yeah, literally, you guys are like first responders. You guys are the ones that are here for the first time, so I haven't said a word about it. So, but you all are my family, people should know. But I pray it doesn't end in tears. You know how these people are; they literally switch up.
Our advice you to play this podcast for her, so she knows that you're actually serious about it. So,
no, she follows it. That's the funny thing. Not like that, but at least she likes it when Arsenal win because I'm my best friend. So
you want to suffer this game. Arsenal for
And this is not to end the Vin Center podcast for this week. I'd like to thank Rume for joining us. Rume had to leave.
Exactly.
Rume has to leave. And Oris, thanks for joining us on the show. Yeah, and Williams, thanks for taking time out of your Corona fighting duties.
It's what we do.
There's no Corona in Delta State yet, so fingers crossed it doesn't get there yet.
For now, but you have to be careful, you know. Nobody really knows.
Alright guys, make sure you wash your hands maybe on an hourly basis. Don't be a dirty pig. And take care of yourself, take care of your health. Cheers. Bye guys.